Hello, my friends. Gonna probably do the coin roll search on this pennies later, but might have remembered this. Bought this last week. It says 720 silver on it, which it's not. This is 0.9027, which I wrote all these different coins down. This is this entire stack. Since there was one mistake made, could have been more. So we'll mark out the 0.7 and 0.907 and rewrite 0.9027. But all the other ones in that stack, and this is the whole stack of them, different coins, are all the right silver, as they say. That's 90%. That's its ASW. This is 25 grams when it started. It's a dollar size coin, but it's not quite as big as a Morgan dollar in terms of weight. But that's fine. This is also 90%. I like this design. It's the same weight as that French coin. This one is 667 silver. It's a half sol, which it didn't say on this. That's the denomination. The Spanish coin is 835. I like the design on that. It's like the old pillar dollar basic design. This Swiss coin is 835, as it says. This one looks pretty well uncirculated. This is 50% silver. It says 50% on it, 0.05. But I checked all of them. I mean, I went through the entire list of all these coins. This one says 900. It's actually 9027, so I'm going to change that too. If it said 903, I would have left it, but it's 9027. This is 835 silver. It's a Belgium 50 centimes. A little bit worn, but still neat. This is 1 franc. It is also 835 silver from 1886. This is 835 silver from Romania. It's a good size coin. This had the right weight, or not weight, but the right purity, 0.9027. This says 903. It's really 27, but rounds off, so I'm not going to change that one. If I ever get around to selling it, I'll just tell the person who buys it that's 27 and not 3, but I think they'll know. A lot of people call it 903 silver. That's from 1772, and it is a 2 real coin with the pillars on the back. It does have a hole punched in it, but for $6.50, I'm not going to complain. This one is Billon, and that's 40% or less, 30% silver. Pretty low amount in it for the size of the coin, which is about like a US nickel in size. Pretty much the same size, or diameter anyway. The Hong Kong coin is 80% silver. It's a 10 cents. And this is 40% silver, also Billon. It 10 Kreutzer. I think that's how it's pronounced, Kreutzer. But this all stemmed from the fact that when I bought this coin, someone wrote 720 on it. So I thought that probably wasn't right. This is a hefty 0.7859 ASW on this coin. It's a big coin, 8 real. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, $27 when I bought it was probably about melt value on this. So we're going to go ahead and take the foreign coins off the table for now. And knowing now that only that one had the error in terms of its percentage. It's not 720, it's 9027. Now, we're going to move a couple things so I can show. That'll be fine. I'm going to move this coin glass with silver dollars in it. Let you see this. This one's not as old. It's the amber Qualler. It's probably made in the 60s or something. But I got these two Friday for under their actual melt weight. So we'll set them down and we'll give you a look at some of the other coins real quick. Like, one's extremely worn. That one has a pretty good size hole drilled in it. Most of these are holed because my coin dealer, one of them, who also sells jewelry, set these aside for me to buy. You can see the piece dollar with a hole and another Morgan. A lot of these are drilled like this so you could put a chain on them and wear them as a medallion if you wanted to. Now, this is probably the biggest hole of them on these. It's a good size hole. It's pretty big, but this, you could make a keychain out of it too if you wanted to. But I probably wouldn't do so with this because a keychain made out of silver is, well, there's another one about the same size hole and likely polished. Another good one, big hole. I got them for $1 less than the ones with the smaller holes in them. But that one, I bought it a while back and it wasn't holed. I got it from my other coin dealer. But all the ones with the holes came from the jeweler. So I have a tube for these. I'm going to go ahead and put them in. But if you were watching, you got to see a decent video showing them. This tube is designed to hold US dollar coins, and right now there's 14 in that, and these two will make it to 16, and it'll take about 7 more with those to fill this tube. I didn't think I'd be getting these last 3 anytime soon because they came from the same guy who sold me the ones with the holes in them. So that one's worn out a lot. He found that one and had it in his box on his desk that he stores this stuff and lets me buy it at my will. It took a couple months to buy all the ones with the holes in them. I did not expect to get these two within a week or so of getting that last couple with holes in them. But this one has HLC stamped on it. In the other tube I have, which is full now, there's one that's stamped across it. This is roses on it, which is kind of interesting. Now we'll put them in the tube just to show you. Several more can go in here. It's designed to hold 20, and 4 more would put it up to there at least. And then a couple more, maybe 3 more, will fill it to the very top, and the lid will still screw down all the way. Now, I'm trying to remember exactly where I put the lid. And there's what it looks like with the lid on. Now, we've done that, taken care of the fact that somebody wrote the wrong percentage silver on this. We're going to do a coin roll hunt. Now on that coin rolls, what I'm looking for is, hello, Canadian Silver Seeker. Looking for copper cents, wheat pennies, or anything foreign like a Canadian cent that might have got in here. This one I got a couple weeks ago. I know that's a new one. Looks brand new, like it's 1 or 2 years old tops. That one's the newer shield design too, so I know the enders aren't. Now I did get another dollar's worth at the bank. I might search this one too, if it doesn't take me too long to get to that other one. That looks like it could be copper. This other one, that's 1997 on there, and that's the shield design, so I know that ain't. Let's go ahead and start searching. We'll start the paper. Use something like a screwdriver to slide under the paper and start it. And we'll just drop the cents that are not copper right into the dish here, the coin glass dish. Now, looking at the edge, I'm thinking that one's probably copper. $19.81. That's definitely copper. At recent prices, copper is worth about 3 cents in a penny. That's 83. No. 2023. 93. That's probably copper. 1966. So we got a couple copper ones pretty quick. That one isn't. 98 isn't that. This is another 66. Thought it looked like it could be copper. So I've gotten 3 out of the first grab. 86, 94, 2018, 1989. That's going to be copper. 2022. Well, that one's an 84, so it's not. But this one, the one I pointed at, is a 64D. So out of the first 15 or so, I got 4 copper. The last row I searched had exactly 5 of them in it, so I'm hoping to do a little better this time. 2004, 82 could be. But you have to weigh it. I don't want to have to bother weighing these. I just want to look at them and know for sure. 2024. None of them are copper. 1981, they're all, well, 96% copper or something like that. Couple more out. 95, 2022, and then you see the shield, you know it's not a copper cent, so that's no good for this purpose. It'd be neat to see a dime in here or something, but that might be copper. 1981. So that's a copper cent. 2011 isn't. These two aren't. Those two aren't. We're down to about the last 10 or so. One dropped out at the end, and it is 68, so that's a copper one. I've got about 15 more cents in this particular roll. I'll probably, well, I thought I could get the whole stack to come right out without having to tear the rest of this plastic, or not plastic, but paper. Sometimes it's not easy to get the paper started. Once you get to a point where, there we go, the rest of them. Now, let's see, that might be copper. 1964 Denver, it certainly is. 2020, those aren't. No, I know there's a shield, that ain't gonna be copper. That might be. 74, 81, 89, and 83. That might be copper. What date is that? That's 84. It's a little bit older. That one might be copper. That isn't. 82, maybe. Don't want no maybes. Don't want to have to weigh any coins. So that's that batch. And out of the last few coins, there were 3 more. 1981, 74, and 64D. Well, I'm gonna have to lay that 81 down and hold these up individually. 74 is copper, and 64D. So I got a couple 66, and it looks like we're gonna be out of a row of cents. We got 9 copper cents. Now, that ain't a lot, but 9 times almost 3 cents each, and that's 27 cents of copper. I've got a little Dixie cup that I'm filling, and ultimately, those are going into this large coffee jar. They're all from 59 to 1981. Well, Canadian Silver Seeker, thanks for stopping by. All right. This thing's pretty heavy. It's, I'm not sure how much there's in here, but it's about a year and a half of pulling copper cents out of my pocket change and a few rolls, about $3 worth I've searched. I've got a few minutes. Why don't we go ahead and see if that's copper or not. We'll put the cup back over there and we'll start this roll. Move the paper out of the way. How lucky will I get with this roll of pennies? Well, I think that's copper, so we'll open this side first if I can get it to start. Let's see if we can get this to pull up enough to, there we go. Peel off the top. Let's see. Well, it could be 82. Like I said, I'm not putting anything in there that might not be with, and I'd have to get out of scale. They would be heavier than the zinc ones. Go ahead and look at this. That's not copper. No. 2021. No. That's kind of toned up. 2001, 2020, and well, the first batch, nothing. That's about 10 cents into this next row. grab another batch of coins. And look at that. I done found a wheat cent. This is kind of neat. 42 Wheatie. That's a pretty good find. It's fairly common. That's not going in the jar because it's just memorials I'm putting in there. That's not, no. 79. There's a copper. Those aren't. I got one wheat cent out of that, and my first copper is otherwise. It's a 79 Denver. I've got about a little more than 25 left in this second row. But I am pretty happy to find a wheat cent. It's the first one I found in cent rolls. That is probably copper. Well, it could be 82. Well, there's an 81 that is. That's copper. So that's 2. 87, no. 88, that's not. Is this copper maybe? 85, no. That one is. 72. There's a 75 that looks fresh out of a mint set maybe. Those others are not copper. Well, maybe not. It is worn, but it's still got mint luster on it. So this one hasn't really seen the circulation that a lot of these have. I mean, they made billions of these cents, and they're not going to make them after 2026 apparently. Hello, Littlefoot. Doing a little coin roll hunt. Looking for copper. And guess what I got just a minute ago? Out of that row, I got this 1942 wheat cent, which is pretty awesome, although it's fairly common. This row's only produced 4 copper cents. The last one was 9. I got about a little more than 10 cents left in the row. Let's see what's in it. And then probably we'll stop coin roll search and save that other roll for later. Obviously those are not copper. There's a 79, 84, 82 could possibly be copper. There's a 74. And what's that one? That is 88. So I got 2 more copper ones out of that particular section. Not much left to look at. 79 and 74 Denver. So that's 6 and 1 wheat cent. There's about 3 or 4 coins left, and the ender was not copper. So 2012. That's really new looking, but it's 2022. 92, 2012, 2011, 93, and is this copper? It kind of looks like it could be, and yeah, it is. 1969 Denver. So out of the second row, I got a grand total of 7 copper cents and a 75 that looks pretty nice, low. It's probably AU something. But finding a wheat cent like this one in a row of pennies is kind of neat. And it's probably been found by someone else over the years, and someone just returned it to circulation. Could have been back in the day some kid dug in his father's coins to go get a penny to go down somewhere to a vending machine and get a piece, a couple chiclet chewing gum, because they used to have them at a lot of places, and for 1 cent you could get a couple pieces of chewing gum. Of course, the way those things come out, sometimes they had a little scoop that the gum would fall in, and it's very unsanitary. That's the reason why certain kids of my age group probably have a better immune system than a lot of kids do today. This come out of a Coinstar a few weeks ago, so that was pretty awesome. But I'm going to pull back for a last look. I started this talking about this coin. Someone wrote 720 silver, but this is 0.9027% silver. Big hefty coin at 7859 ASW. These two are both 90%. One's Italian and French, or France. Both a little bit older. This is 1840, and this one's 1870. But this one's been cleaned. But getting this for $24.50 Friday, that was a definite buy as soon as I saw it. Even though I already have a French coin for the silver coin from around the world challenge. But I like that coin. At $24.50, it's probably at melt. This one's a little over at $30. Someone wrote 95 on it, but you can write whatever price you want on one of these, and you may or may not be able to sell it. Now, I don't know what this code is. My coin dealer uses this. Somehow these letters let him know how much you paid for a coin. I don't know how it works, but that one's SMYW, and this one is TMYW. And this one looks like it's MZZE. So I don't know what his code thing for it is, but somehow he does and can remember it. And it tells him what every one of these coins he sells he paid for. He usually buys large batches of them. Don't think he buys too many like single coins very often. I mean, he might if someone comes in with a GSA box coin and wants to sell him, say like a Carson City Morgan or something in a GSL box. But yeah, I was pretty happy to get a wheat cent out of that coin roll hunt. That's the first time I've gotten a wheat cent from the bank that I can remember ever. I do find them in pocket change quite often, which hence underneath this coin glass tray, some of these are wheat cents I have found in my change, and I just leave them on the table. There's a 52 one, and it's San Francisco Mint, which is kind of neat. Anyway, I hope that everyone has a good night, because I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to a conclusion, because I'm pretty well done for the night. I'm hoping everyone has a good night, because there's a lot of bad going on in the world. I don't need to tell you all about it. I'm sure you've heard it in the news. Just hope that things can settle down soon and all that trouble can go away. But we will return the red glass stone back to its position over here on this side. And you'll know this sound or you will not. Depends on how old you are. It's a very distinct sound. When I was growing up, I heard a lot of that. It's a Zippo lighter. And by the way this looks, I looked it up. This is a 40, I think from late 40s through 50s to early and 60s, maybe up to 79 for this particular logo looking this way on the bottom of this. Thing about these is you could replace everything on it because this comes out. I can get hold of it. It's where you have this. You can replace the flint. You can place the wick. You can replace this medium underneath here that holds the fluid in it. I think you have to unscrew this and this part pops open. Although I think you can feel it through that little hole there. And they just slide back together. Maybe not real easy, but Zippo widers. And then in the late 70s, early 80s, somewhere around there, people started buying all the big disposable wires, and these pretty much went out of use. But that's pretty much all I got. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you next time.